Writer and director Jon Stewart brings us a new film called Irresistible. Is it truly the most irresistible thing? Do you need to watch it? Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach, and welcome back to a brand new movie review. If you guys are new here and you enjoy geeky content, early movie reviews, and all sorts of stuff like this, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on content like this on here on a daily basis, as well as comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this movie? Are you not? Let's discuss it. Irresistible is about a Democratic strategist who helps a retired veteran run for mayor in a small, conservative Midwest town. I was kind of interested in this because Jon Stewart is a hilarious stand-up comedian. I was curious to see what he could do in the director and writing chair, and also with the cast like Rose Byrne and Steve Carell, and of course even Chris Cooper. I was really, again, invested into what could potentially be about this film, and easily just coming straight off the top, this is a very entertaining, heartwarming movie at times, and in general, my biggest pro to this film is probably the performances in here. Chris Cooper, my God, let's start with him. This guy gives an excellent performance, and I've always loved Chris Cooper, but it seems like the last couple of years this guy has just been giving these nice supporting performances in the background that really stick out, to say the least. And when it comes to Steve Carell and Rose Byrne, they're both doing a really good job as well. Personally, for me, I liked Rose Byrne more in this film. I wish I would have seen more of her. I wish she was actually in more comedies. I think she steals almost every single film she's ever been in, but that doesn't say nonetheless against Steve Carell, who I think is really good, and really his ways of changing are kind of unique, and his point of view in everything is kind of one of the most unique perspectives on here. And actually, my favorite thing about Irresistible is actually how they handle the political stuff. You know, some films lean a little bit too much to the right, some lean a little bit to the left, but none particularly, I feel, ever get that straight down the middle. And I think Jon Stewart did such a good job at going straight down the middle and really making fun of both sides. You really get that from the opening scene of this film when it's between Steve Carell and, of course, Rose Byrne kind of discussing over the last political race between Trump and Hillary Clinton. And it was actually really funny to see their interviews on the news and what they were saying, because it's like, well, yeah, that's what they do. And I loved how it picked at both sides and how pretty much they're both saying the same sort of stuff, but are they really going to go through with it? Who knows? I think as a satire level, I think Jon Stewart nails a lot of big things that are kind of going around in our political atmosphere, and I really liked how Irresistible was able to delve into that. Once again, the thing that really kept me engaged in this film was how entertaining it was. This isn't the most hilarious film you will ever watch of all time. It's also not one of the most informative. There is a lot of kind of cool things behind the scenes that they do pick fun of and make fun of, and I enjoyed those aspects, but the characters in here was really the shining spot of this whole entire film. And I've been even talking about Mackenzie Davis, who isn't in it for too much, but she has a lot of heart to her, and ever since I saw her in Tully, I've always been a major fan of her, and I want to see this girl do more. Jon Stewart's writing and directing here is really clever. I think his script is actually probably the best thing about his aspects. His directing, you know, it seems like one of those first-time director type stuff, but the writing capabilities actually, again, the smartest thing and the most utilized thing throughout this whole entire film. I actually felt that the ending of this film was very effective, and I loved the ending of this. I think the ending is very clever, very smart, and I think a lot of people are really going to appreciate that part of the film and the way that it builds up to its whole entirety. Just speaking even about the writing capabilities, the one thing I do want to mention when it comes to cons for this film is probably the directing. The directing is not terrible. It's really good. But coming from Jon Stewart, I was expecting a little bit more flair and pizzazz, and I didn't get that. I felt like the tones for this film were a little bit mixed-matched. I actually really felt that sometimes this film's trying to be more dramatic, and sometimes this film's trying to be a straight comedy. And those comedy moments work really well, and the dramatic moments work really well too. And yeah, they feel a little bit cheesy and corny and whatnot, but that's fine. That's kind of the tone of this film. I just wish it would have dove deeper into either the drama side or the comedic element, because the satire element is really funny, and some of the stuff, the banter between Steve Carell and Rose Byrne, again, excellent. But then it mismatched with some of the things that was going on the dramatic sides. Like some of the stuff that's said in this film, I was like, oh, okay, that is very cheesy. There's one sequence in particular that I think really tries to mix both the tones together, and I think that was the scene that made me really open my eyes and say, okay, the tonal shifts in here are a little bit too much, and I don't want to dive into that scene too much. It's a spoiler. I don't want to get into spoilers, but that was the scene that kind of took me out of the film for a second. And there are a couple moments in here that really do take me out. And again, there's some hilarious stuff in here. There's also some heartwarming stuff in here. I just wish it mixed matched a little bit better. In the end of the day, the same thing is I feel like I've seen this film before. Yes, there are some fun elements in here overall, and you're gonna have some heartwarming elements here and there. And if you're a fan of Jon Stewart, I think you are going to have a lot of fun with this movie. I just kind of left the movie going, that was entertaining, but I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Which, I mean, if it's a VOD rental streamer, maybe that is kind of the best way to watch this, is you rent it with you, your significant other, your friend, and you watch it, you have fun, and then that's it. I'll give you my final thoughts on Irresistible. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this movie? Are you not? Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as well so you don't miss out on geeky content like this over here on a daily basis, as well as head on over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. And of course, just a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Once again, Irresistible has some great performances from Chris Cooper, who does a phenomenal job in here. Rose Byrne just carries such great energy in her, and Steve Carell is just, he's a fantastic actor. Mackenzie Davis have a lot of heart and soul into this film, and I wish it was given him just a little bit more. But truly, the big standout of this whole film is Jon Stewart's writing. I think the script in here is actually really well done. I just wish his direction was able to capture the satire element of this just a bit more, because sometimes it's a little bit too cheesy and corny for the dramatic side, and I wish it would have dove a little bit more into that. And then sometimes it's very mixed-matched comedy that is funny, and some sequences that definitely aren't needed, but really are still really entertaining. It just didn't feel like it fit in the tone too much, and kind of pulled me out of watching this movie. Again, this is a very entertaining movie. This is one that you can put on, you can rent, you can go to the theaters if there's a theater near you playing it, but from what I know, it's only going on VOD, and you can watch it and enjoy it. And that's going to be the easiest way I can say that. So with all that said, I'm going to give Irresistible a B-. Let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are. Are you guys excited for this movie? Are you not? Let's discuss it down below, guys. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this. And of course, until next time, stay classy.